Hello, my name is Alana. Likely if you're watching this, you probably know me, but there's a possibility that you don't, which brings me into why I'm making this video in the first place. Before I found out I was pregnant, and like around the time that I found out I was pregnant, I was constantly searching pregnancy test videos, early symptoms kind of videos, just like pretty much any pregnancy video you can think of. I was trying to find it and watching like all of them. So I don't really feel like my experience is anything special or anything like that. But I don't know, I just, it might help somebody. I know that lots of people who made videos that probably weren't like big fancy YouTubers, I watched their videos, I liked their videos, they helped me. I still think about them, I still watch them sometimes, so I'm like, might as well, even if it helps one person. That would be pretty cool. And if it doesn't, whatever. But I just wanted to document this. I'm going to be completely honest about my thoughts and feelings throughout my entire experience. And I know that pregnancy is a sensitive topic for a lot of people, and I don't want to be the cause of anybody becoming triggered or make anybody sad today. I just want you to know that. And if this might be something that you will be sensitive about, then maybe this is not the video for you. And if you are struggling with the concept of pregnancy in any way, whether it's infertility, whether you're pregnant and you're scared, whatever the situation is, my heart goes out to you. And it's very sad the things that people go through, and it breaks my heart all the time just thinking about. So I would never want to be the cause of somebody thinking that I was bragging because I was able to get pregnant, or not being grateful enough that I was able to get pregnant. Everybody's experience is different. I'm just being honest in my experience. So if pregnancy is a sensitive topic for you, maybe don't watch this video. That's really what it boils down to. And now I will proceed. Okay. Oh no. Sorry, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just gonna try to be careful, but also someone might draw from my experience something that's helping them, something that they feel alone in, which is why it's important to me that I'm just honest about everything. So that's what I'm going to do. So to start off, we're gonna get into birth control just for a second. So I started birth control in June of 2021. I was on the pill, and I stopped taking birth control in October of 2021 because it was not a fit for my body. I hated the way it made me feel. Increased my anxiety. I gained 30 pounds in an instant. Like it did not agree with me. And so me and my husband discussed it, and we decided that I wasn't going to be on any form of hormonal birth control anymore. So basically I was tracking my cycle. I did my own form of birth control, but I was not on hormonal birth control. That being said, when we discussed it, we knew that there was going to be a possibility that I could get pregnant at some point. So we weren't trying. We weren't like planning on having a kid right now, but we did know that there was a possibility. So just putting that out there. Before I start this story, nobody really knows this story. So if you know me and you don't know about this, I'm sorry. I feel like this is an important part of my whole finding out I'm pregnant story. So back in May, my period I just like completely missed a month. It was really late. I didn't know what was happening. And like, even while I was on birth control, my cycle was regular. So this was the first, I'm flinging the pen again. This was the first time that I'd ever missed or like was really late to my period. So I was very concerned. Obviously I was testing constantly, and the tests were just negative, and they were negative, and it was like, okay, something else is going on with my body. I don't know what it is. So we were at a family picnic. It was very hot outside, and there were like these canned margaritas and they looked really good, but I was like, I don't know if there even is a possibility that I'm pregnant. So I am going to just not drink. So that prompted me to take a pregnancy test, and I got a faint positive. I was like, what is happening? I don't know what's happening. So that evening I was by myself. I was not with Zach. I think I actually did not tell Zach that evening because I was like, I want to take another one in the morning when my pee is diluted, and it should be like a stark positive then, and then I can tell him. Well, the next morning I took another test, and I got one like even fainter positive, and then the rest were negative. So I think that I had a chemical pregnancy. I don't really know what happened. The fact that I got 2 faint positives makes me think that I caught the tail end of a chemical pregnancy, which if you don't know, that's basically a very, very early miscarriage. Like, it just, it doesn't take is how I word it. So anyway, that was difficult, and that made me feel weird because it was like, even though I only knew for like 12 hours, and even to this day, I don't necessarily know if that's what it was, but it really like got in my mind like oh, what if I actually got pregnant? And like the sadness and disappointment I felt, I was like, So anyway, from that point on, like through the summer, I would test occasionally because it was like, I didn't really want to be pregnant because I didn't feel ready, but also like I was secretly thinking like, well, if I am, it'll be okay. I'll be okay with that. So actually, the month that I found out that I was pregnant was the first month. I just started a job at a salon. I was like getting in the groove of it, starting to take my own clients, and it was the first month where I was like, you know what? I'm working on my career right now. Like, everything's fine. I'm not thinking about it. And of course, that's when I got pregnant. So that was a long tangent. Anyway, it's all fine. We were fine. Everything was fine. Again, if you know me and you didn't know that story, I didn't really go around and tell everybody about it, but I do feel like it's relevant to me finding out that I was actually pregnant in October. So when I actually did become pregnant, I didn't really think that I was, but I was on my way home from work one day, and I got this lightning bolt of sharp, horrible pain in my boob. I was driving. I'll never forget. I was driving and I was like, ow! Like, it hurt so bad. And it was just like out of the blue, random. The day that I decided to test, I was home by myself in the evening, like a couple days after I had that really sharp boob pain. And I was laying there like watching TikTok or something. I probably like saw a video of a baby or something. And I was like, I have a test. I'm just going to take it. We'll see. So I did, and I got a faint positive. So I was like, okay, I don't know if I have line eyes at this point. I don't know. And I was like, I'm not going to tell Zach until I know. I'm going to give it a couple of days. Well, as soon as he walked in the door, I was like, I held up the test to show him I can't keep a secret to save my life. If you know Zach, you know that he's very just chill about everything. And, he knew that it was a possibility. So I showed him and he was like, well, I mean, all right, we'll see. We'll see if you are. That was his basic reaction. So throughout the weekend, I was like trying to hold off a couple days, but I started taking more tests and they were getting darker and darker. And then finally I took the digital, which is when I got a video, was when I took the digital. Because at this point, I had dark positives. I knew that I was pregnant, but because of what happened in May, I didn't want to believe it until I saw the words out on the clear blue test. So I will go ahead and insert that whole clip here. Okay. I don't know if this is going to be just for me or if I'm going to show this to people, but it is November 1st, 2022, and I think I am pregnant, which is really crazy. So anyway, I got this line. I'll show you the line that I got the other day. It's definitely positive, but I just have trust issues. This was like the third one I took when I was like, okay, I need to stop pretending this isn't real. So now I'm waiting on another one to make sure it's getting darker, and the digital, which I'm most scared about. So we'll see. You're not going to be able to see me good, but you know what, whatever. Okay. I don't even have to try to focus it for you to see that line. It's very evident. These take a little bit longer to cook. Now for the digital, I'm scared. I mean, it's obvious. Obviously I'm pregnant. It's clearly. But I've been wanting to not believe it because I haven't gotten a positive digital. So now I'm scared to like actually see the words. But I can't So here we go. I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to process this information. I mean, clearly, I knew it could happen, but I didn't think it. Oh my gosh, I'm still a baby. I'm 5 years old. I don't know what to do. Where do I even start? I don't even know where to start. Oh my goodness. Okay. I need to contact my husband. He knows. He looked at this one and said, like, oh yeah, I see that. I don't have to, like, squint or hold it in broad daylight. And, sorry, no, I'm not going to apologize for gross crying, because this is a big deal. I can gross cry. He was like, well, yeah, obviously you're pregnant. And I was like, I won't believe it. I have to see the words because it can't be. Honestly, okay. The day that I got this test, I got a negative on a digital test, and I just dipped it for 5 seconds, and I realized as I was reading the instructions actually today that I was supposed to dip it for 20 seconds. So, sorry, Zach, I probably wasted our money to get another one, but, wow, I'm pregnant. That sounds like a curse word. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, this is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, I need to call somebody. I guess I have to call Zach. So, that was clearly a roller coaster of emotions for me. I posted like clips of that video on my Instagram, like my private Instagram with my friends and family, and I think there was a little bit of a misconception that I was upset. I was not upset, I was terrified. But on my very first test that I took that night, I wrote on the back of it, I hope you're real, because it was like, I felt like my heart was being tugged in each direction, and I was like, you know what? This is exhausting. I just want a real answer. I want something real to happen. I was not upset. I was scared. I was surprised. And that is just really how I felt. I wasn't mad or anything. I just have an ugly cry face. So I'm gonna go through some of my symptoms. This is probably what most of you are here for, because this is the kind of stuff I was eating up, because I was like, am I normal? What's going on? What's happening? Am I supposed to be feeling this right now? And you know this already, but every pregnancy is different. These are just some of the things that I experienced, and I'm also not a very organized person. I did not write my symptoms as they were happening, so this was just like a half hour ago. I was trying to remember what I was going through in my first trimester. So first of all, besides tender breasts, I did not feel any symptoms until like 6 to 7 weeks. Like, that was another reason why it was hard for me to believe I was even pregnant, because I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel any different. I didn't feel pregnant. I felt totally fine, and I was like, am I okay? Is this baby okay? Like, I don't know what's happening, because nothing's happening. But around 6 to 7 weeks, hit the nausea. And another thing you probably know if you've been watching these videos, it's not morning sickness. I don't know why they call it morning sickness. It's all day sickness. So I felt nausea pretty much every day for a good, I don't know how long it was. It felt like a long time. My nausea definitely lasted into my second trimester a couple weeks, but like there was a window of time where it was really all day. I actually lost 6 pounds because I had such strong food aversions. There was nothing that I wanted to eat. It was basically, I was on like a white bread diet because I could not eat. Even smells, I had smell aversions. I was very sensitive to smells. I had occasional cramps, especially in the earlier weeks, which of course, everything makes you nervous when you've never been pregnant before. Your uterus is growing, so you're bound to have some soreness and cramps. Obviously, if it's super intense and it's of major concern to you, you should reach out to your doctor. But it was just like occasional twinges of like what almost felt like a mild for me, a mild period cramp. But it really did just kind of feel like stretching. So a big one for me was that in my first trimester, so I decided to quit my job because I was like, every morning I was waking up, I was so sick. And I was like, I don't know if I can go to work today. I was working in a salon. I was around a lot of chemicals, and I didn't really know how I felt about that. I was in a state of panic because I am the kind of person who loves to mentally prepare for things. And I know everybody always says you're never prepared to have a kid, to get pregnant, but I was like so far from prepared for this. So it was very overwhelming. I was traveling 2 hours every day, communicate to, what is that word? To get to work and back. It was a lot of time on the road. I was very tired. I was in a lot of pain. I was feeling sick all the time, and it wasn't necessary for me to continue to work there. So Zach and I made the decision that I was going to stop working there. And I'm glad that I did that because it gave me the time that I needed to rest and take care of my body. After that, I was pretty much home just on the couch every day for weeks. And I just felt like really sad and lonely and also just worthless because it was like I hadn't seen my baby. I hadn't heard his heartbeat. I couldn't even eat. I like felt like I couldn't take care of my body, so I couldn't take care of him. And it just like really was eating away at me. It was really a depressing time, really. But I just kept doing my best. I had grace with myself as far as like if all I could think to eat was like a bagel, I just ate the bagel. If I had a strong desire for some sweet tea and like a McDonald's quarter pounder, I just ate it because, you know, it was food. At that point, it was like, oh, my body is asking me for food. I'm going to give it whatever food it wants because I need to eat something. Now that I'm in my second trimester, before anybody's like, you can't eat quarter pounders when you're pregnant. First of all, I'm trying to get back into that groove of really being conscious of what I'm eating because my food aversions, thankfully, are for the most part gone. I will still occasionally get a bout of nausea, but it's not the end of the world anymore. I'm okay. I could not get enough sleep. I would sleep like really late into the day. I'd like get up, get on the couch, and then like 2 hours later, I'd take a 2-hour nap. And then I would be like to bed pretty early. But yeah, I was just sleeping constantly, which I think also contributed to my sadness because I wasn't like getting my body moving. There was just a lot going against me at that point. From what I understand, that's first trimester for you. Also, sciatica, like really sharp pains in my lower back. I started to get that pretty early, especially on days where I'm on my feet a lot. I'm like hobbling around like a 90-year-old person because my back hurts so bad. Symptoms that I expected to have that I do not have or didn't have. Moodiness. I haven't been moody really any more than usual. Sometimes I have a little bit of sass about things. I have gotten a little bit of mama bear syndrome, I feel like, but I haven't become like really like mean or grouchy with anybody or anything. Like my relationship with Zach and the way that I feel about him is unchanged. Like occasionally I'll look at him like super grateful that I am carrying his baby. But I haven't gotten like mad at him for any reason. So that's good. I've just kind of felt like myself. Cravings. I expected to have like crazy cravings, which I had cravings pretty often before I was pregnant, like not even just on my period. I'd be like, I'm a foodie. So I'd think about a food, I'd be presented with a food and I'd be like, oh man, I want that now. That still happens, but it's nothing like crazy or out of the ordinary. If I want a food and it's reasonable, I'll eat said food. So yeah. I'm on the pregnancy side of TikTok now, which I love. My algorithm is cute animals and babies and pregnant women, and it's great. But I do see a lot of negative, not necessarily, I don't want to say negative, but like people who are really struggling with their pregnancy. But also, if you feel okay, that's okay too. I felt kind of lonely and even guilty throughout my pregnancy when, yeah, I got sick, but I didn't feel like it was the worst thing in the world. I had my moments where I was like, am I going to feel this way forever? But I was not throwing up all day long. I just felt sick, but it was like I wasn't spending every day on the floor in front of the toilet or anything like that. And really my symptoms compared to like, I watched Colleen Ballinger vlogs when she was pregnant, and she was like completely miserable. Or like people who they just are completely miserable through their entire pregnancy. And I think that I kind of just expected to feel that way, and I haven't. So I'm very like grateful for that. I'm super grateful for that. But yeah, that has not been my experience. So yeah, if you are, okay, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm in my second trimester. I'm 19 weeks today. And for the past 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I felt fantastic. If this has not been your experience, if it's not your experience right now and you're in your second trimester, I'm really sorry. And I hope that you're getting everything that you need and you're able to take care of you and your baby in the way that you need. But for me personally, honestly, I don't feel like I felt this good since I was like a literal child. Like, I was telling my mom, I was like, I feel really guilty because I know that so many people are struggling. They struggle with pregnancy the whole time. And like, now that I'm in this second trimester, I feel fantastic. I feel more like myself than I have for years. I feel like happy and positive and energetic even. I have struggled with anxiety a lot in the past. It's like, I wouldn't say it's gone, but like it is not enveloping me. It's not absorbing my whole life. And my mom was like, maybe like your hormones are just in the right place. Like maybe pregnancy just agrees with your body basically. So now the joke is that I'm going to be one of those people that just keeps on getting pregnant for the sake of being pregnant. But anyway, that's not going to happen. Anyway, right now I just feel really awesome and I'm really grateful for that. And I know that that will probably change as things progress, as I get bigger, as my body continues to change, as life continues to change, and that's okay. I'm just grateful for these good weeks that I've been having, and I'm gonna do the best that I can to take care of myself and my baby and my family while I can. So in conclusion, I don't know if this video is going to help you or not. I don't know what your situation is, you on the other side of the screen, if there's no way watching this. But I guess what I have to say is that whatever your situation, you are going to be okay. Every experience is different. What I experience could be the complete opposite of what you experience. It could be strikingly similar. I don't know. But this is just my experience, and I wanted to share in case it could help somebody. And yeah, I'm just, at this point, I can't imagine not being pregnant right now, if that makes sense. Like, it was a surprise. It was unexpected. But now it just feels so right. And I'm like so incredibly excited. I feel like my friends have joked that I've been the mom friend forever. And it's like, now that I'm in this situation, I'm like, did anybody expect anything different from me? Like, I think I was just really meant to be a mom. And I'm really excited. I already am a mom. But I'm just really excited. And just, I don't know, it's gonna be just so cool to see things progress. I'm excited that my belly is finally popped, and I'm so excited to watch it grow and just see all kinds of weird things that my body does. And I don't know, just all of it. I'm just trying to enjoy all of it, absorb all of it, just really appreciate what a privilege it is that I get to do this. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I guess I just wanted to share that in hopes that maybe it would help somebody. So that's what I have to say, and I hope that you have a beautiful day.